You owe about $42,000. That would accrue about $200 per month in interest alone. So whether you pay $50, whether you pay $88, whether you pay $100 or $150, the extra above the 200 plus the 25, you understand you're not even covering the full interest. So your balance is only going to grow.
I realize that.
Okay. And the child support in particular, it's lower than what the guideline amount would be, and you're okay with that. Is that correct?
Yes, I agreed to $200 a month, $88 towards arrears to help him bring down that balance and whatever else he wants to put in. And I believe it was $25 a month for the medical insurance for Mr. Giovanni Benitez.
Okay. And
I heard $50 on the arrearage. I think she said 88. What's the amount?
I had 50, Ms. Benitez. Are you agreeable to 50 or you're asking the 88?
Well, since they stated that it was 288 a month, that was supposed to be the payment. I went ahead, since minimal was $50, I went ahead and said just to go ahead and throw those $88 towards his arrears.
Okay.
That way I can bring it down just a little bit more.
Okay. And I'll ask Mr. Ibarra because I have some questions for him on that because the interest is so large, whether it's 50 or 88, he's not even covering the interest. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I say any plus monies that if he wants to put down, that of course that would be his responsibility after that.
Okay. And I do have some specific questions for you. In the prior order, there were some safety concerns brought up at that hearing related to Mr. Ibarra. And so the court granted non-disclosure, which means you didn't have to tell Mr. Ibarra where you lived, where you worked, or what your phone number was. Do you remember that?
Yes, sir. I do remember.
Okay. Now, it's been several years because the last order was done in 2018. And so you've told our office you don't have those same concerns anymore. So you're okay with Mr. Ibarra knowing where you live, where you work, and what your phone number is. Is that correct?
Yeah. Yes, we do have contact outside of you guys, and also because of my son, we all interact together. So it's not a problem that he has our information because I've actually given it to him personally.
Okay. I just wanted to be clear that you understand that now the family code says if you move, change jobs, change phone numbers, you are supposed to tell him those things now if the court denies, if the non-disclosure is removed.
Okay.
Okay. And you don't have concerns with any of that?
No.
Okay. So then the only question you have is you thought it was supposed to be 88 toward the arrears rather than 50.
Oh, well, like I said, minimal, they did state that it was 50, but like I said, if he can use those 88 extra towards his arrears, then so be it. That's basically how I took it.
Okay. Then Your Honor, I'd go ahead and pass the witness. And Mr. Ibarra, if you would please state your name again.
Raymond Ramirez Ibarra. And
you are the father of the child in this case, correct?
Yes, sir.
And you heard me go over, now setting aside the payback on the judgment, the modified child support, medical support, all that is your agreement today. Is that correct?
For what?
Well, is that your agreement today? The 200 child support, the 25 medical support, the judgment, the 41,000 and change that I went over?
Yes.
Okay. And as far as the payback on the judgment, like I said, my question for you is, you owe about $42,000. That would accrue about $200 per month in interest alone. So whether you pay $50, whether you pay $88, whether you pay $100 or $150, the extra above the 200 plus the 25, you understand you're not even covering the full interest. So your balance is only going to grow.
I realize that.
Okay. Now, the child in this case is older and is either going to graduate from high school or turn 18 in the next year or so, right?
Okay.
So one thing that I wanted to ask you is, it wasn't discussed with you, I don't think, but typically when we have children that are older, they're about to graduate, we do a step up, okay? Because child support ends when, and it looks like your son, in all honesty, is not attending school from what you've told us.
No,
he's studying school right now.
Okay, he's still in school. I misread the note then, I apologize. So you understand once child support ends, the only payment you would have is the payment toward the arrears.
Yes.
The judgment. Okay. So what we do is we typically say, whatever you're paying toward the arrears plus the current support is what the new payment on the judgment would be. So that way the amount stays the same and you can actually pay more of the principal down, Mr. Ibarra. So that would, so before we get to that part, you heard Miss Benitez say she thought it was $88 toward the judgment. Are you okay with the 88 toward the judgment plus the 200 plus the 25 in the medical support? That'd be a total of about 300 per month, more or less.
So it's the same thing that I'm paying anyways, the 350.
Okay. Well, then
I
it's a
mean,
little bit less.
because y'all look, listen, check this out. Y'all taking 350 a month from me from my check, right? Okay. At the end of the day, I still pay $154 for parole per month for my court fees, $18 a month for my parole. Then I still gotta pay rent, light, stuff like that, and my house expense and stuff. You know, I'm still getting my ass kicked from everybody from left and right. You know what I'm saying?
Well, we collect 350, Mr. Ibarra, because that's what the judgment was set at the prior order. It was to be paid back at 350 per month. It's not an arbitrary number established by the Attorney General's office. Okay, that's what the court ordered it at previously. So we're lowering it for you, Mr. Ibarra, because we're resetting the child support. Because we didn't know when you were going to get out of jail, we set it higher. Well, I told you the step up. That's what. That's why it was set higher previously in 2018. Okay.
Yeah, he explained that to me and everything, and I also explained to him that my son was in school, so I don't know how he said that. I told him that my son wasn't in school. I
misread the note, Mr. Ibarra. That's what I said. I misread the note. Okay.
Okay.
But so going forward, because you got out of jail before your son turned 18 or graduated from high school, because in 2018 we didn't know when you were going to get released, so we set the payback higher. We're lowering the payment on the arrears because you do need to pay current support for your son. Okay.
Yes.
So
I don't mind that though.
Okay. So the total amount of 350 is a bit much for you, is what I'm hearing. So what the proposal that mom is saying is basically a total of 300. That'd be 200 in current child support, 25 in medical support, current medical support, and then 88 toward the arrears. So that would be technically $313 per month total. Are you okay with it?
I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt. I apologize, but I have a question. If I were to lower it a little more, even if it's to 175, is that a possibility still as of now before we end the call?
I mean, it's up to the judge, but if you want to lower it to 175, then that would be up to the judge's discretion.
I mean, if and like I said, because I'm not that, I'll be honest with you, I'm not that type of person. It's not about money with me. It was just mainly about trying to make sure my kid had what he needed growing up. And I did that. You know, it was hard. I had a very tough time, but I did what I had to do as a parent. I understand the circumstances. I understand what he went through, you know, and I appreciate the fact that he manned up and he's here and he's present and he tries his best to, you know, have a relationship with my son and also tries to provide for him and stuff like that. If I can help him in that way, you know, for him to be able to, you know, to get this covered, you know, over time. I mean, I'm for it, you know. I mean, I don't mind helping him as long as, you know, like I say, we have that communication and we're on a good standing with each other. I don't have an issue with dropping it to 175 if I have to.
Okay, well, that would be 275 total for the month. Okay. Which would be 25 medical, 175 plus. Instead of 88, I just made it a nice, better number, 75, just because it flows better in $25 increments. Yeah,
I can do 175 a month, and then the rest, you know, however y'all want to do it.
And then 75 toward the arrears would go mainly toward you, Miss Benitez, as long as he's paying it. Anything above that would go to you as well. Okay. After the 25 medical. So, Mr. Ibarra, are you okay with those numbers? 175 child support? Okay.
Yeah, I'm okay with him.
And then when your son graduates, turns 18, that step up I was talking about, just making that an even 300. Are you okay with that, Mr. Ibarra?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And so, Your Honor, I'd go ahead and pass the witness, ask the court to approve and adopt the agreement of the parties. The judgment is set forth in the pay record to be paid at 75 per month beginning December 1st. Stepping up to 300 per month when the child graduates or turns 18, whichever occurs later. Child support, current child support to be set at 175 per month beginning, they said January 1st, 2023, 25 medical support beginning at the same time with mom to apply for the government program. To deny the non-disclosure because there are no longer those safety concerns as Ms. Benitez testified. And then we would defer to the court as far as court costs.
Yeah, I got a question.
Go ahead, sir.
Hey, the other day at work, they gave me a check which I wasn't supposed to get, is from the Texas child support. I have it right here, and this goes to y'all. It's supposed to go to y'all. I don't know why they gave it to me for at work. It says paid to the order of Texas child support. It's $161, which I don't know. Do I send it to the child support division in San Antonio, or what do I do?
Well, one, if it's not payable to you, you obviously don't commit a crime and cash it yourself, right?
I'm not gonna roll, man. I ain't
No,
gonna do all
but
that.
I think my guess is I don't know your employer, but I apologize, Your Honor, but I guess your employer meant to send that to the child support for you
Yeah.
to pay. So they just gave it to you to pay because they may not want to pay the postage or something. I don't know. That's my guess.
So I just send it to the address on here.
Yes, please do. So.
I would, yes.
Okay.
Since it's not payable to you, yeah, you don't want to.
Well, I'll do that today though.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Or thank you, sir.
Court costs will be waived here. Thank you, Mr. Ibarra. You've been more than honest with the court, so we'll help you in that regard. All other relief as requested and as established by the evidence is herein granted, and it is the order of the court in this matter.
Thank you, Your Honor. May the parties be excused.
Yes, you may. Thank you, Ms.
you,
Benitez.
sir.
Mr. Ibarra, good
I
luck.
appreciate y'all.
Thank you. Have a wonderful day. Thank you.
You too. Thank you.
Thank you.